lovely to see you. Lovely of you to join me today. We are here to find out how to own the room. As I said at the beginning, I will be answering any questions at the end. The link to join us live is in the LinkedIn event. So if you'd like to come and join us, please feel free. Any questions that are asked in the live session, I will answer at the end. Okay, so let's get going. So have you ever been in a meeting and had a great idea and then said nothing? You tell yourself, I'll speak in a moment. I just need to find the right words. What if my English isn't perfect? What if people can't understand me? What happens if I make a mistake? All of those wonderful things. Does that sound familiar? I think everyone has been in that situation. Perhaps when you're new in a company, or perhaps when your language, your first language, is not English. So suddenly, someone else says exactly what you're thinking, and everyone loves it. Meanwhile, you are sitting there thinking, that should have been me. That should have been me. Well, today I'm going to give you the secret to owning that room without feeling like an imposter. Okay. This is for professionals who know they are great at their jobs. Wait a minute, let me know a few more people in. So if you know you are amazing at your job, but particularly when you're speaking in English, you're hesitant to speak, this is for you. This training session is for you. So English, when you're speaking English, confidence doesn't always show up when you need it the most. And we all know that. Maybe you've been in a leadership meeting where everyone else seems to be so confident. Maybe you're on a conference call with native English speakers and you feel like you're struggling to keep up. Maybe you're about to present your ideas, but your brain says, what if I mess up? If you've ever felt that your voice disappears in anxiety, then this is for you. So I've still got people jumping in. So let me just go through. So speaking up, you know you're great at your job, but speaking up, that's just another story. You've got meetings, calls, presentations. You have the same struggle, no matter what the circumstance. Leaders contribute, and leaders get noticed. So this is how you become visible. Who am I? My name's Joanne Haywood. I am a business English coach. I've helped professionals who are not native English speakers stop overthinking and start owning their success. I have worked with brilliant and talented professionals who struggle simply with confidence because English isn't their first language. They hesitate, they second guess themselves, they worry about accents, grammar, or simply saying the wrong thing. Their less experienced, more confident colleagues are getting noticed, getting promoted, and getting ahead. So I help people to do that, to get noticed, get promoted, and get ahead. The most important thing is that your English does not have to be perfect. I'm going to shout that to the rooftops. Your English does not have to be perfect. Your confidence just has to be stronger than your doubt. And today I'm going to help you to do that. I'm going to shout that one more time, though. Your English does not have to be perfect. I think almost every single person that I have taught has come to me with the belief that if their English isn't perfect, they have to wait until it is. And that's simply not true. So I'm going to share one powerful tip for you to change that. So what most professionals do is they sit quietly. They don't say anything, just in case they make a mistake. Overthinking kills confidence. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to wait for that perfect moment to say the thing that you have rehearsed 5 times. You don't have to wait for that to become visible. The fix. Speak first and then think later. Not quite that serious, but sort of. Because when you're speaking English, people listening to you are more interested in what you're communicating rather than judging whether you are using the perfect grammar. Telling you now, most native speakers do not use perfect grammar. No question. A lot of native speakers have an accent, have a strong accent. That can make it quite difficult to understand. Do they not contribute because they're speaking English? No. So I want you to be in the same situation. Speak first. Before you go in and start blah, saying everything that goes through your mind, do prepare what you want to say. Think about what you want to say in advance to a degree, but then share your opinions. If you don't speak, and most people are in the position where they go into a meeting, they go into a presentation, they go into a negotiation, and they sit quietly. And if you do that, if you don't speak, someone else will. Someone else will take the credit for your ideas, your opinions. So, the key is communicate your thoughts, communicate your opinions. Before you go into a meeting, you know what the meeting is about. If you work for a company where the manager shares that information. If they don't, well, you'll just have to guess. If it's a Monday and every Monday is a sales meeting, you're guaranteed that this will probably be a sales meeting. So think about yourself, put yourself into that intention. When I go into this meeting, what will they be discussing? What subjects will they be discussing? What could I contribute? All of this can be done at your desk before the event or at home the night before. Your challenge to say something in the first 5 minutes. Because once people have noticed that you're there and know that you speak, they will be looking and interested for your opinions. 5 minutes. If you wait any longer than that, you're going to stop. You're going to start overthinking and you're going to hesitate more. So when you say something in the first 5 minutes, it gives you the confidence to say more things. And this is what life is all about. Say more things. Share your thoughts, opinions, ideas. Be more visible. Because who gets promoted? Is it the person that sits quietly and says nothing? No. It's the person that says what they think, shares their ideas, shares their opinions. So that the other people there know that they have opinions to share. If you sit quietly, you might be sitting there not having any opinions, ideas, or anything. So 5 minutes, that's a challenge. Some ideas of what you could say. That's interesting. How do you see this working? I love that idea. What if we also try? That reminds me of these three phrases are just one of a million, and ChatGPT will provide you with more. If you want more from me, come and let me know. You don't need a TED Talk. You don't need to prepare a 20-minute presentation for the first few times. Maybe when you start demonstrating your ability and your ideas, maybe your bosses will start to ask you to contribute more to these meetings. And that's your opportunity. Okay, but you need to start. Just start. Take the first step. Don't need a TED Talk. Just start talking. I'm going to leave this here. Confidence beats perfection every single time. Every single time. Nobody is looking for perfection. Okay? No one is looking for perfection. As I've said before, and I'm going to say it again. Native speakers do not speak perfect English. We do not think about the grammar that we use. We change our minds in the middle of sentences. And we almost never use the correct grammar for anything because this is the way that we talk. This is a natural way we talk. Okay? We all have an accent. Okay, my accent is a little bit bland because I'm an English teacher. This is what I do. But most people that take part in any kind of meeting have an accent, even if they are native speakers, non-native speakers, whoever, everyone has an accent. Embrace your accent, ensure that it can be understood. This is a key, and then go for it. Perfection doesn't win. If you wait for perfection, you will be waiting from now until the end of time. Perfection only exists in nature. So stop expecting your English to be that good, because mine isn't that good. Mine isn't perfect. Participation ensures that you can win. Taking part, being involved, expressing your expertise. I have an extra bonus tip, okay? How to sound confident even if you don't feel it. I have 3 little extra tips. First of all, pace yourself. Stop thinking that the faster you speak, the more native you sound, because that is not true. Native speakers, when they make presentations, when they communicate with others clearly and not with your friends down at a restaurant, they will speak slowly, they will speak clearly, they will pace themselves. It makes you sound more self-assured. It makes you sound more confident. And the second tip, pause before you speak. Wait a second before you contribute. People will listen. It brings authority. It's like, okay, I have something to say now. What am I going to say? And it makes people more interested. People that are not looking at you will turn to look at you because you've paused. You're showing that you have authority. And also lower your pitch slightly. A steady, lower pitch commands more respect. Okay? So those are an extra 3 tips that I wasn't planning to give you, but I thought I would share that with you today as an extra thing. So pace yourself. Please try not to hurry. The faster you move, it doesn't mean the quicker it will be finished. Because the whole purpose of you opening your mouth and sharing your expertise is that people will understand and appreciate what you're communicating. So if you say things too quickly and people can't understand you, or because when you speak quickly, sometimes people need time just to let it Blend a little bit. Let it merge into your mind. It's like, that's an interesting idea. I might have some follow-up things to say about that. So you need to give people time to do that. I have seen so many people hold back because they think their English is not good enough. I have also sat, as I'm sure you have, in meetings where someone speaks absolute rubbish, absolute nonsense, but they say it with confidence and people will kind of nod. So here's the truth. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You don't have to be the most fluent speaker. You just have to show up and contribute. Because confidence isn't about knowing everything. I've got to say this again. Confidence isn't about knowing everything. It's about trusting that your voice deserves to be heard. So confidence isn't about knowing everything. It's about trusting that your voice deserves to be heard. Your ideas deserve to be heard. People need to hear your opinions. They need to hear and listen to your advice and your experience. When you genuinely can feel that, and it starts by doing that 5-minute challenge. Say something. Say something the first time. And when you've said something the first time, it gets so much easier after that. The first time I did a presentation like this, I was absolutely terrified. This is a fair few years now, and I think some of you were probably there because I have a lot of people that have been with me since the very beginning. But I knew my voice deserved to be heard. I knew that I could help people through this issue. And now I've helped thousands of people, and I'm still talking, and people are still listening. Most people, when they lack confidence, they wait for perfection. As I've said, the only thing that provides perfection is nature. Perfection never comes. They spend more time thinking and overthinking than speaking. They let others dominate the conversation because it's easier. What happens? They get labeled too quiet, not management material. They miss out on promotions. They leave meetings feeling frustrated and invisible. But not you. You are all here because you want to own the room. You're here because you want to be seen, heard, and valued. And that starts with speaking up. Let me say one more time. Confidence isn't about knowing everything. It's about trusting that your voice deserves to be heard. You can't be an expert in every single area, and nobody is asking you to do that. But what you are an expert in deserves to be shared. So, this is your pathway. Your voice is your success. It's your choice. You either become a confident speaker, not only in your own language, but in English, because English is the international language and will become more so as time goes on. So when people know that you have good opinions, good ideas, good thoughts, good experience, you share this information, you will receive promotions and recognition. If you sit quietly in the corner and don't say anything in case you get it wrong, you will then stagnate. You will just stay in the same place because nobody knows what you know because you haven't shared it with anyone. It's your choice. You have the choice to do this or not. Okay? Confident speaker, silent participant. Your choice. So I'm going to put my calendar link in the description. So if you are ready to get help to own your voice. If you are ready to go into a meeting knowing that you're going to share your experience and your opinions because you've practiced it with me, so you know it's correct, then I'm going to suggest that you book a call. Okay, I'm going to put my link into the chat. And with this, I'm going to stop the live streaming. So if anyone wants to come and join us, I'm going to do a quick live Q&A. Please feel free to jump onto